Ali here from mindwavemeditation.com, and today we're going to talk about boundaries. Your boundaries. How are your boundaries? Have you set any boundaries recently? Have you ever set any boundaries? There was a time when I didn't even know about this word boundaries. I didn't really think about it, and I would let people suggest that I do a number of things. Hey, come work for me, that would be good for you. And I'd work for somebody in their pub, and I'd work there for ages because they suggested that I should do. And there'll be other times when I go, yeah, I'll go and do that with you, and I didn't really want to do that, but I just felt that I should because they suggested it. Oh my God, when you learn about boundaries, your world changes. Turn the movie of your life around, watch this video, and learn to set some boundaries today. I'll see you on the other side. Yeah. So my mother used to say to me, sometimes you just got to do things that you don't want to do. And she was totally right. School, funerals, the stuff that we just have to do. But as we get older, we often forget that we can choose to do what we actually want to do. And you'll notice this. Maybe you're noticing this as well, that you're finding you're doing things that you don't want to do because you feel obliged to, or you feel like you should do. And I want this video to help you put a stop to this, so you can really decide what you want to do before falling into the trap of somebody else's life. And look, sometimes we do have to do things that we want to do, and sometimes we help out friends, and sometimes we just do things for others because it feels right. And that's totally cool. I've got no problem with that. What I've got an issue with is when people really want to do something, really want to pursue something, and they're not doing it because other people's stories are changing the way that they're looking at their own story. So what I want to talk about is just that. We are the lead role in our film. We are the lead actor, actress in our story. We're the producer, we're the casting director, we choose the clothes, we write the script, and we can change the story as well. And when you realize this, or when you truly realize this and you start practicing it, you quickly become aware that it's true. And how also we easily fall into other people's stories. So look at it like this. Everyone in your life is either a co-lead star or they're an extra in your film. And what happens is, if we're not aware of this, we easily become an extra in somebody else's film. So there's a quote that says something like, if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to help them build theirs. Something like that. And yeah, look, fair enough. If you work for someone else and it's their company and you're quite happy at work, totally cool, whatever. I'm talking to those of you that are finding yourself in someone else's story, in someone else's dream, whether it's a company, an independent place, or whatever, and it's not your dream. I want you to stop right now and just look at your life and your situation and say truthfully to yourself, is this my dream? Is this where I'm spending all my energy and my time and my life? Is this my dream that I'm building, or is this somebody else's dream that I've fallen into? And look, again, don't get me wrong, I've worked for loads of pubs in my life, and none of those places was where I wanted to be at the time, and I did all these jobs on films, and I was a literal extra in films, and not one of those jobs I necessarily wanted to be there, but it gave me all that I needed to speak to people, to communicate with people, the life skills I got. It was amazing. I wouldn't change it for the world. But I came to a point when I was like, hang on a second, I've got the experience I need, I've got what I needed from all those things. I didn't realize it at the time. Now is the time to build my dream. Okay, so rule number one, where in life do you need to set new boundaries? Look at your life. First of all, decide if you are in somebody else's dream, and whether you're there right now for experience, or you're there because you've been suckered into somebody else's dream and you don't even realize it. So where do you need to set boundaries? Is it with colleagues? Are certain people not treating you how you should be treated? Is it with friends? Is it with family? Is it with your job? Is it a situation? Is it habits and patterns that you keep on repeating over and over again because you haven't looked at these problems as problems and you're just allowing them to happen? Number one, look at your life and see where you need to set some boundaries. Oh my God, I spoke to a guy yesterday, and I've spoken a year ago. He said he was looking forward to this gig. He was talking about it. Every time I see him, he's talking about this gig. His eyes lit up. He looked so excited. He looked so happy. I saw him yesterday. I said, oh, that gig must be coming up soon. And he said, yeah, my brother called and said he was coming to visit, so I've got to cancel it. And I said, could you not get him to come or change the date? Oh, no, he's coming, so I had to cancel it. And the light had gone out in his eyes, and I was so disappointed. And it made me realize that this is what a lot of us do. We don't know how to say no, or, oh, actually, I'm busy then. Can we rearrange it? And you'll find that most of the time, when you do say no, or you give a genuine reason why you can't do something, or you don't want to do something, people understand and people will adapt and give you another date, or they will say, okay, yeah, fair enough, and they'll go and find someone else. It's incredible how easy it is for us just to go, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, you come over. I won't do the thing that I want to do. No more. We're putting a stop to it right now. So number one, look into what you need to change. So number two, let's do. Okay, number two, we're going to really dig deep and think about why we're setting these boundaries. Look, you've got to set these boundaries to protect your energy. You know, some people will manipulate you into falling into their life and their trap and their world, and you'll become an extra in no time. So we've really got to think about whose life are we really living? Are we really living our true life, or are we in a multiple of different people's films at the same time, different scenes in different movies? So we do this to protect ourselves and to learn to empower ourselves. You know, you want to be saying no as often as possible because it's showing you, it's proving to yourself that you're honoring what you're doing. I got asked by a really great friend of mine to help him write his book. And I was so happy, and I was like, oh my God, he's asked me to write his book. It's amazing. Like, what a beautiful thing to hear, and what a great offer. And immediately I said, I can't. I'm sorry, I'd love to, but I can't, because I've got about 3 years worth of work that I'm currently trying to do and achieve. And if I jump into your book, my book's not going to get written. And as much as I'd love to do it, that has to be on my shelf right now. And, you know, I'm honored, but I just can't do it. And saying that, he respected me more. He reminded him that he might be saying yes to a few things himself that is taking him away from what he's doing. So number two is to think about the big why. Why are we saying no? And what areas are we saying no in? And what for? What's the reason we're doing it for? So my big reason is that I have something that I want to create, my dream. I'm building my dream. And I'm aware that everybody else is building their dream or helping somebody else build their dream. So distractions are all around us, everywhere. Distraction. And I don't let them into my life because I'm aware that they're pulling me away from my dreams. So my big why is that I'm creating something and nothing is going to get in my way. Nothing is going to get in my way. So what's your big why? Tune into that now. So just remember, the outcome is your main reason why you're doing everything you're doing. It keeps you focused, it helps you stay on path, and it helps you have a really good reason when you need to say no. So another example was, you know, in my sort of 20s and late 20s, I was getting asked to go to house parties like you do, and they'd come up all the time like, hey, come over. And I decided that I no longer liked going to house parties because I was just getting drunk and it was pulling me away from what I was doing. I was hungover in the morning. The next day was a write-off. So I just decided no more house parties. It's over. That time's done. Maybe later, but just not right now. So I enjoyed saying, sorry, I can't do it. And I'll tell you why, because I'm doing this thing and blah, 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 blah. I hope we can still stay in touch. Don't be offended. It's not you. It's all me. And it empowered me. It made me stronger. And I did this with all sorts of things. And yeah, socially, It's not the greatest thing if you want to be a social animal, but if you want to build something, you want to stick to your dream and create something that you're truly happy with, that takes a lot of energy and focus, start saying no, and start saying it often. Okay, so most of us feel bad for saying no. We don't want to say no because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. But look, you've got one life. You've got one life. It's time to start living it how you want to live it. You know, if someone... I love saying no. When I learned about no, oh, my life changed. All right, so number 3, all we have to do now is just manage ourselves, discipline ourselves. So management and discipline is number 3. If we have this big why and we decide to build up this kind of Zen barrier, this bubble around us that keeps us on point, then we become indestructible. Nothing will get in our way, because all we have to do is notice when the things come up. Oh, look, another distraction trying to take me away from my dream. Notice it using awareness, and then connect to your big why you're saying no. Say no. Tell people that it's how they're treating you isn't right. Whatever you need to do, and allow that feeling to empower you, to make you stronger, to make you happier. So do this today and let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you can say no to, and enjoy this journey. This is your new life, this empowering life that you can lead. Make a change today. Let me know how it's going. I'll see you on the other side. All right, bye-bye.